Alright, let's see here. Game sounds fine and yeah, game sounds fine in YouTube, so therefore it should sound fine in Twitch. Yeah, that's the word. Let me just put advanced audio mic monitor not put. Let's go around a bit. Yeah, I sound fine. Oh wait, I forgot to adjust my mic closer to my face. My beautiful face. Adjust my chair a little bit. Okay. Why don't we just go straight ahead? We gotta go to Dan Heng's pub because last where we left we went with Honkai Starreal Barba to the tree thingy to look for documents, as it says here. Any info? Let's just go to that pub. Go. There we go. Loading. It's gonna take a while. I don't know why. Seriously, I already unlocked this part. And I can't TP for some reason. Is it because I'm in Dan Heng's pub? Darn you, Dan Heng. Why didn't you join us so that you can unlock all the waypoints? Or the TP points, whatever these are called. What are they called again? I can't see. Anyway, I'm fine. Let me just turn off monitor output in my mic so I don't have to hear myself. Because as amazing as my voice sounds, it's gonna distract me just a little bit. I haven't gotten Jiaoxi yet. Is it Jiaoxi? Jiaoxi? I think so. Not sure if I'm gonna be able to get her either. Anyway. Hopefully I am able to end this story early. And then so I can do this as well in the stream. Going on here. Black monsters are twisted in form and their life has turned to act together with their souls. It's impossible to figure out their form when they were still alive. These are the remains of Black Tide Monster. It does not look different from the Titan King from up close. What's that underneath it? A scroll? Blah blah blah. As expected, the grove doesn't forbid discussions about the sky. It's a debate between two scholars about the sky ships. Aglia also made mention of the ships when she interrogated us. A memory I'd rather forget. I'll hold on to this for now. With any luck, this journey won't leave us empty-handed. Gotta go fast now. Beam. Hey, Barbara, how are you? That's Hyacinth. Why is she surrounded by so many monsters? As much faith as I have in her, it's probably a good idea to help her out.
Really now? This is way more trouble than I could have asked for.
Oh, so you do need help after all. Need a hand?
Or you could sit back and watch.
I can't tell if you're serious or not, but being hard to read isn't without its perks, I suppose.
I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand, pretty please. All right, now let's get him.
Mm-hmm.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Ma'am? Hello, ma'am.
Existence is unity. As you wish. Mimi! Mimi!
Life is not so fragile. Wilt here.
Should we mix things up? Nice, like my friends. Indulge yourselves!
Embrace
Now.
the new life.
Yeah. Dragon. Roar. Erar. This place is practically in ruins. What happened? There shouldn't be this many monsters here.
The Black Tide is remarkably quick to detect the light of Amphorius. So or rather, the blessings of the Sky Priest in me, might have unknowingly called them to me.
Oh.
Anyway, never mind that for now. Here, you might want to have a look at this.
What is
I
it?
found it around here and thought it might be of interest to you.
Mm-hmm. More words. Anaxagoras. He's the god scholar who fused himself with the core flame of reason.
This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was researching the sky. He's never mentioned anything about it.
Mm-hmm. Bainon said Anaxa might be opposed to the core flame chase journey.
Might is an understatement. Anaxa has never been one to venerate the gods, nor has he ever found it within himself to put any faith in the prophecy. People have come to think of him as a heretic, even in a place as liberal as the Grove.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, it is also this very blasphemer that Circe's favors. Fate sure works in mysterious ways.
Indeed you do. I picked up a scroll on my way here, too. It looks like it may be related to the one you're holding.
Oh? Let me have a look. By the looks of them, these scrolls are records of two conversations that took place in the same setting, one after the other.
What can you tell us? That there's still much I don't know about the Grove. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Sure, go ahead.
Do I really want to ask these questions? Okay. Who are the Venerationists?
The Grove of Epiphany is home to 7 schools of thought. While all 7 schools are founded on the ideologies of Thalesis, the first scholar, each is unique in its own way. Among them, the Venerationists revere and worship the Titans the most. As the sage of the Venerationists, Euthyphro has always been at loggerheads with Anaxa. If we were to place the 7 sages on the scales of Talanton, Anaxa and Euthyphro would be placed on opposite sides to achieve balance.
Mm-hmm. A very illustrative explanation. Thank you. Was it... Was it a mistake to build skyships?
Nearly everyone in Amphorius has heard the story of the skyships by now. Aquila's stature is loftier than the heavens, and their divine retribution is merciless. That's why it's no use building giant skyfaring ships. Oh, but I do wonder if a supercharged mini Treaty cannon could slip past their watch.
That was a joke, right? What is Anax's field of study?
Newsporists primarily study the application of alchemy in soul repair. Everyone considers Anaxa a blasphemer, but that has never stopped him from sharing his ideas, no matter how taboo. If you must say that he's hiding something, then it's likely what lies beneath his eye patch.
Okay. I don't have any more questions.
Anaxa often says that every failure brings us one step closer to the truth. Perhaps, to him, the crash of the skyship carries a different interpretation. The firmament is not impenetrable. On the contrary, it was precisely because the skyship represented the first step toward breaking free from the shackles of the earth that it provoked the wrath of the Sky Titan and brought divine punishment upon itself. It's a shame that the majority of the Grove's research on Aquila was headed by the Venerationists, with sacrificial rituals making up a predominant part of their findings. Discourse about more esoteric subject matters in relation to Aquila dwindled even further after the skyship incident. So much so that even this scroll is completely new to me.
Don't worry about it. We'll just collect everything we can find on the Titans for now. There's something else that's caught my attention, though. This says that Anaxa is conducting secret experiments of some sort.
That's what I'd like to know. What are these experiments he's involved in? Even I, the assistant lecturer, know next to nothing about them. I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened at the Grove?
Flying Pig. Speed boost.
This is the Library of Philia, a place where the Grove stores its collection of tomes. Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophical texts, ballads, and religious writings from the Outlands here. Cities that desire to learn from the Grove were apparently expected to contribute knowledge of equal value to what they sought. We've had more than our fair share of hilarious episodes over the years. For instance, it's said that the Erythrocheramists once borrowed a manuscript from a certain author, but ended up returning a copy instead of the original. What's more, the original manuscript was supposedly then hidden here.
That doesn't seem like a nice thing to do.
Nice? No need to hold yourself back, Danny. You can just tell it like it is. Their behavior was no different from bandits.
Well, if you don't mind, did the Grove ever rob Castron criminals?
Whew. You've got me there. Some said you couldn't even find a dictionary in Castrum Kremnos, so I guess they were spared. There are too many books in the Library of Philia. Flipping through them all will take too long. Why don't we use the biblioslate to search for the texts we need? We can bring them back to Akama for reading after that.
Agreed. This place isn't safe. We should leave as soon as we're done. There's still several more scrolls screwed all over the place. I'll gather them while you pull up those texts. This way, nothing will be overlooked. Okay, so do the thingy. Investigate. These are complaint letters from scholars about Anaxagoras the Blasphemer. These are thick stacks of letters. Based on the dust accumulated and the perfectly intact seals, the complainee did not even bother opening them and just chucked them aside in the corner. This is about Anaxa? I should read this. Hyacinth, you should come here and have a look too.
Ugh, it's so dusty in here. Whoa. Are these all complaints about him? I can already see what they must have written. Anaxa has no respect for the gods. His very existence undermines order in our society. They're probably all things like that.
Does Anaxa hold that much influence?
Why else would they call him the Great Performer? When Anaxa established his school of thought, the first thing he apparently did was read his own work to everyone. Are the Titans truly an accurate reflection of what humans think gods should be? Worlds created by gods are indubitably perfect, but what of Amphorius? Only foolishness and insensitivity everywhere you turn.
An uncanny impersonation. What happened after that?
They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. He had to address every one of the scholar's allegations, or face expulsion from the grove. The first allegation was... Do you agree that since the Titans created the heavens and earth, so the mountains, rivers, and seas must likewise be their creations?
Am I supposed to put myself in Anaxa's shoes and answer that? Yes? As told in myths, the skies and the seas and the earth are all beyond. As told in the myths, the seas, the sky, the earth are all beyond the shadow without creations of the Titans.
Anaxa would have probably been spared a lot of trouble if he had answered this way. Instead, he quoted past instances of the flame-chased journey and posited that humans have the potential to take over the divinity of Titans. Needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his answer, so they followed up with a second allegation. You claim to be studying souls, yet you are, in fact, defiling them and committing acts condemned by the gods. Do you admit it?
There is a serious allegation. Did you really do that?
Anaxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Some say he used one of his eyes as an alchemical ingredient. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kifili, and this is even more so for the Chrysos heirs who have divine blood coursing through them. If he has really done something of that nature, then it'd indeed be sacrilegious. Thankfully, they had no way to prove it, so it amounted to nothing more than an allegation in the end. One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge him. Toward the end, a scholar asked him, "Anaxagoras, have you any respect for the gods?" It was only after a brief silence that he answered, "I have never denied that titans are meant to be noble constructs."
What he didn't say, that titans are not noble, rings louder in this case.
Yes, I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved, but what's for certain at least is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the grove where he continued his research, despite being regarded as a heretic. By the way, this stack of complaint letters has reminded me of a place in the grove. We may find clues there that aren't on the teleslate. I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab, hidden between the cornerstones.
That'll be some useful place. Given the Grove's meticulous approach to archiving, could there really be such an oversight right under their noses?
It's a well-kept secret. Among the 7 sages, excluding the nominal chief sage, each has a private sanctuary where they can conduct research undisturbed in their free time. Even the administrators of the Library of Philia are restricted from accessing those places and documenting the sage's research. But with the grove in this state, I'm sure Anaxa won't be mad even if we sneak into the lab for a short while. Right?
Maybe. Who knows? Let's just take a little peeky peek. Stop! I command thee. Oh, hello there. Ascend! Butterfly! Hey, I'm a butterfly too! Although my butterflies are purple and blue. Oh, butterfly breathing. Insect breathing. She's a versatile user. Ooh, fast. Fast.
This is the place, but where is everything? Materials for alchemical experiments, matrix diagrams, and even the seal to the lab. They're all gone.
No wonder we didn't see any defense mechanisms along the way. Have you ever been here before?
No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using bizarre materials. Students often saw him walk in looking right as rain, but come out covered in soot with his hair singed. Naturally, no one dared to come near this place. Huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be the only thing still intact.
Wait. Restored. You're welcome, Anaxa. Once you're back here, Anaxa, you'll be glad to know I fixed your statue. Anything else? Sorry, my powers are limited. I can only fix your statue. These are materials requested by Anaxagoras. Documents from various fields have been compiled in one place, including Titan Creations, the University of the Soul, Alchemy Doctrine, and so on. Most of the materials look to be within the research domain of Nosporus School of Thought. However, A document titled A Study of the Chrysos Heir's Background is fixed within. Oh, what's this? This is actually interesting. These appear to be quick notes examining the background of Chrysos Heirs, the holy maiden of Janosopolis, Triana, and Trion, descendants of the holy maiden from the temple of the Three Fates, the old weaver Aglaia of Okehema, from the Nestia priestly family, the prince of Castrum Kremnos, Hyacinth of the Twilight Courtyard. All of their ancestry are varying degrees of connection to the divine titans, or their divine authorities. Does the golden blood come from the heritage of the priest families or royal bloodlines? Anaxagoras, I myself have no such connection. Kephalia, narrator, what criteria do they use to create the golden blood to shape the Chrysos heir? Yet Castries, the servant of death from Idonia, her lineage is neither Titan priest nor demigod, but she has walked the earth for at least a millennium, the power to grant death to humans. Where did this power come from? Another text speaks of a dragon legend of Styxia, the alchemical extraction of soul ripped from a dragon corpse, is lingering. Dragons appear to be Titan's creations. Perhaps they have a way to reverse the process, using alchemy to refuse human souls with Titan creations, increasing the purity and divinity of golden blood towards the absolute. This theory must be tested, experiments to be arranged.
What's going on? Anaxa is conducting research on our friends in Alchema and... me?
This journal contains several intriguing points. The creation of the Titans. From the Abyss of Fate to Castrum Kremnos, I've seen many Titan creations during my time in Amphorius. Life forms created by Circes can also be found in the Grove. But fusing them with human souls through alchemical means, I can't even begin to imagine. Chrysos heirs. Anaxa seems to hold a special interest in the divinity coursing through the Chrysos heir's veins, and has even conducted a thorough investigation into the hero's backgrounds.
It wouldn't have been so strange if he had focused only on Cassie, given her own curiosity about her origins. Plus, considering that the new Sporists have crafted omnipotent medicines capable of curing diseases, it also makes sense that he would conduct research on immortal Chrysos heirs. But now, it seems Anaxa's objective was never to create medicine, but to identify the origin of the golden blood and figure out its inner workings.
Oh. Anaxa's research. Through alchemy, Anaxa aims to refine the golden blood in the Chrysos heir to a certain degree of purity equal to divinity. This must be what he means by close to true purity, by treating both Titan creations and the human body as materials to be used in alchemy experiments. That's rather extreme.
Annie, look at this. I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh no, what's wrong? These documents appear incomplete. Judging from what's left behind, the important alchemical formulae have been taken away. Only the author's reasoning remains. The previous approach has flaws. Fusing humans and creations are soul fusion between humans and creations merely repairs impurities of the soul or maintains a connection to dying souls. While creation myths tells us that Chrysos heirs and other creations were made by titans, their nature differs fundamentally. The titan creations are no intermediate products of an alchemical process, and the Chrysos heirs are closer to the titans than the creations. In other words, I should not consider titan creations equal to Chrysos heirs. I hypothesize I should focus on is one pointed towards the titan themselves. Such rare chances to study titans demands a meticulous selection of research subjects. Living titans prove impossible to restrain, and dead titans offer no insight worth pursuing. But dying titans, they are the perfect research subjects. Only by understanding the fundamentals of creation can we ensure perfection at the moment of everything's birth. With my own hands, I will melt a titan and reach the true essence of the soul.
My biggest fear. It's come true. After going through his notes, I think I can piece it all together now. Anaxa was carrying out experiments on soul transmutation.
You mean he's trying to reconstruct human souls alchemically?
Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep hidden from others. Compared to his public speeches, this is the real blasphemy. His fusion with the core flame of reason wasn't an accident.
What do you mean?
Put yourself in his shoes. Knowing that the black tide was closing in and your time was running out, what would you have done?
Give me a second to just drank water. Talking a lot dries my throat. I'd put my theories to the test, no matter the cost.
Exactly. When the black tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the luminary throne was to transmute and fuse himself with the Titan's core flame.
Did he succeed?
No. Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a surprise. Maybe he failed to consider the possibility that Circes would make a similar decision. The manuscripts detailing all the alchemical formulae have been taken away. His research is still ongoing.
Could he have taken them for other purposes?
Like what? There's only one Titan left in the world now. No. No way.
Oh, he's got to conceive an entity of perfection. One must first understand the principles of creation. If Anaxa is an Okahenema now, then that means...
He's after Kefali.
Ooh, this has gone into an interesting turn.
Sir, this sky above us, it's not real, is it?
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. A simple trick. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world. So that students like you may still learn about the night sky, astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past here for you. Much like how the sky above the Holy City is also illuminated by Kefali's dawn device.
So, the skies of Akama are fake too.
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. You should know that only a child would expose a trick and be proud of it. Often people know more than they let on. They simply choose to feign ignorance because they have no other choice.
Then
No
they're
choice.
just deluding themselves. People believe in Kefali's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we're different. We've already walked out of the firelit cave of ignorance. We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. Rather than gazing at this mockery of a night sky fabricated by them for the rest of my life, why shouldn't I be the one to take control of the projection device instead?
So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of doubt in my heart, child. Many a night, I find myself penning down all my theories and wild ideas, only to burn them to ashes when I open my eyes in the day.
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say and every move I make is certain to influence every leaf, every branch, even the tree itself. But above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively, I have my doubts about the golden blood and the human soul, yet I have no means of verifying them. The golden blood in my veins is woefully thin, and I am loath to waste what little time I have left obsessing over a hypothesis that cannot even be proven in the first place.
But I can, sir. I can do it for us. The time is right. Give me all that I need, and I shall accomplish this grand feat on your behalf.
You're right. I shall do just that. In the next meeting of the sages, I will spare no efforts fighting for the rights you deserve. Go. Establish your own school of thought. Find out what we are. Become the one who conquers the ultimate truths of the world.
Child of humanity. You didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kefali. Just ask him a few questions, did you?
So, you figured it out. If I were as foolish as a Dromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for the gods' prophetic wisdom. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I'm no Dromus. Alas, I am a human, standing tall on 2 feet, possessing both intellect and pride.
Before such power, does it make any difference whether you're a human or a Dromus?
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. No. They constructed a dam that kept the roaring tide at bay, chaining down the mad Fagusa. They call me a blasphemer, Circes. But that doesn't mean I deny the existence of gods. It's just... as I see it, Titans are simply a force that mankind has yet to find a way to tame.
Oh? If power that rivals the Titans is what you crave, why not conform to the prophecy and brave the trial?
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans when I can do so much more? The source of life is what I wish to grasp. To understand what makes up the soul. And to learn what we really are. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, there is life. And where there is an end, there must also be a beginning. How then is a soul born? That was the only unknown variable left in my calculations.
And by the sound of it, you have already formed a conjecture.
No, I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey unto death just now, I finally saw the answer with my own eyes.
Professor Anaxa, I'm here. His life hangs by a thread. I must ask you to refrain from taking any unnecessary steps.
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end, and give you the answer you so desire. However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange, I must also demand from you what I need.
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and his survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life. There is no need for me to think twice.
I see. In that case, let the show begin.
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of our existence now?
Before I begin, I must confess I had been stuck in a cognitive trap all this time. As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical equivalents. They are merely two different ways of telling us about what the soul is at its core. The reason I say this is, as I've mentioned earlier, the answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now. But that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes. That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Circes?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a dying man.
Of course you would remember.
Ooh, what's what?
Because that wasn't you. That was Calypso, one of the 7 sages of the Grove.
Calypso?
Huh? Oh, that's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. How do you know of it? And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the Grove's past like the back of your hand?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it stands to reason their likenesses are of souls from the past. The living cannot step foot into that world. So who could they be? Think about Calypso. Why does she share your likeness? Yet you have no idea who she is. The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood.
Oh.
The gods aren't master creators born out of thin air, and they are no different from humans, because they all evolved from one.
Oh.
Does this answer disappoint you?
Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I truly was once human, as you claim, then where do the children of humanity come from?
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts. How are we to find them?
I knew you would say that, but it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually, why don't we have this supreme being standing before us tell us everything?
You can revive a Titan?
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can gods. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective, and the problem will resolve itself. The solution is simple. Just like what you did to me. If I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did. Simple, is it not?
Ooh, is there gonna be cutscene? In the meantime, oh, no cutscene.
I have news from Hyacinth and Dan Heng. Anaxa might be trying to do something with Kefali's defunct body.
They're trying to get us all in one place, okay.
Kefali? But what could Anaxa want? Is the Council of Elders going to sit around and let such a sacrilegious act unfold?
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer, capable of fooling anyone and everyone with his tricks.
I'm sorry.
No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious desires will be something we can exploit. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Kainis is up to, and react accordingly to thwart her plans. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the place of the battlefield where you hunt gods. Become the next challenge you ought to overcome. Till then, it's best to get used to this place as soon as possible.
Find us if you need something.
Preposterous! The Christos-heirs only have their standing because of the Council of Elders! How dare they trample over it!
Well, these people are shooting daggers with their eyes.
It's been a while.
But we...
That's fine.
I
recognize you. The young lord has nothing but good words about your courage.
It has indeed been some time, Lord Krateros. What brings you here in such haste?
Shh. Keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? They do the dirty work for Kainis. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low. Unless you're itching for a bloody fight to get a workout in.
My bad. So, did something happen?
Did you hear thunderclaps last night?
Hooray, it's Acheron. Someone's coming to save us.
Hacker? What?
He's been through a lot lately. Please pardon him. Can you tell us more about these thunderclaps?
Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young lord. He threw a spear bearing several words at Akama.
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
I guessed as much. We didn't actually kill them back at the Kremnos Arena.
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight. So if you plan to take that thing down in a battle, reach out to me anytime.
You have my gratitude. I will let Aglaya know about this right away.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious Kainis has been unusually active lately. Those lackeys she keeps under cover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting Kremnoans to defect to the council.
that?
Looks like you can see it for yourself.
We should get back. Thank you for the intel, Lord Crateros.
Wait, why am I... Why did my team change? I had this team enabled. Why did my team change to...
Carefully into Lenten above, as the Theoros I have observed. Virtuous citizens of Akama, fine Vides, Elysiae, and the Outlander are heading toward us.
Aglaya, what happened here?
I know about the poisonous fangs of that king snake through the golden threads. In the past, I would be confident about keeping her in check, but I admit I am now unable to do so.
What do you mean?
It is no longer about eloquence or arguments. I have been a demigod for far too long, that I hardly have any humanity left. Before I realized it, I have become no different from these hypocrites, no longer capable of relating to the people. This has come a lot sooner than I expected. But perhaps it is time. I need you to step up, Finan, in order for me to retreat behind the scenes.
Yes, this is my duty, but...
It is far easier for the Council of Elders to fool many than just fool one person. Their so-called more support is no more than a ruse to distribute power using words instead of lances. There is no glory in winning this debate. But that makes having respect for humans so much more priceless. Finan, you are a Chrysos heir without flaw, capable of relating deeply with humans.
I appreciate what you've taught me, Aglaya. I hope we'll live up to your expectations and win this debate.
Oh, you've done well, Lord Calictus. Let me take over and personally close this debate for today. Dearest counselors, let it be known that I sorely miss the blissful times portrayed in lyrical poems. Back then, Amphorius was home to nearly 1,000 cities, each with their own local faith, while gods walked the earth and shared close bonds with humans. Yet, in the present, people from all over are forced to leave their homeland to seek refuge in the holy city, where they hope to rest under Kefali's protection. All of us have long been in the same boat, with no way out of this plight. We didn't have a choice in the past, but now, the Council of Elders brings to the table a new possibility. All I have left is one question for you. Would you rather strive toward the unheard of Era Nova, or return to the prosperous Era Chrysia of our past? Make your choice. Now, which of the two would lead mortals to an ideal future?
That one! Era Nova is a path of salvation, the gods promise. We should not have doubts in the flame chase journey.
We all know that Era Chrysia is a thing of the past, Lady Kindness. Please, enlighten me. How does the Council of Elders plan to turn back time?
Let the 3 Titans of Calamity be born, and Era Chrysia is nevermore. But bring demise to those Titans, and Era Chrysia will descend upon us again. Know that the Council of Elders is never one to make empty promises. Look at who we have on our side. Anaxagoras, one of the Grove's 7 sages, and Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death. With the help of these 2 heroes, I can promise all of you that Arachrysia will exist once more.
Aren't they Chrysos heirs? They're supporting the Council of Elders instead?
It's clear from the start that these heroes do not get along well in their group. All the more proof that Aglaya is unfit to speak on behalf of every Chrysos heir. I am in favor of Arachrysia.
Arachrysia! Arachrysia! Castorus? Why are you standing over there?
You finally arrived, Anaxa. So have you, Kaz.
Don't worry, Aglaya. Well, I know that you have many queries. Could you continue to converse like how the citizens normally do? Tell me, dear citizens, if we successfully retrieve and return Thanatos' core flame without anyone passing the Death Titan's trial, what would happen next?
The answer is simple. We will have a chance to rid the world of death and bring Amphorius back to an era when all beings live forever. We'll usher in a new future that will be entirely different from the Flame Chase journey.
He's one of the 7 sages.
Your proposal is much too idealistic. As long as the Black Tide still exists, how can we go back to the old days?
Remember what I previously said? Kefali's core flame is guarded by the secret power of the Council of Elders. Plus, Fagusa's water curtain will be able to block out any external perceptions. Tell me, dear citizens, have any of you ever seen even a glimpse of the threat that this person is talking about anywhere within the walls of this majestic holy city?
This one.
Could it be that you heard that from the Flame Reaver themselves? Citizens, let's loudly sing the blessed hymn. Oh, beautiful old world, where are you now? Oh, legendary Arachrysia, return to the mortal realm.
After the destruction of the 3 Titans of Calamity, the Flame Chase journey will have to end.
Arachrysia! Yes! Yes!
This is bad. The masses are now totally riled up.
Anaxa, pray tell. Everything that you've mentioned hinges on the premise that we can find Thanatos' existence, right?
Thank you, Lady Aglaya, for still caring about this city. However, dear citizens, we are truly fortunate and blessed. For Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death, will surely find Thanatos under my guidance.
What?
With that, I solemnly promise that the core flame Lady Castorus brings back will be personally managed by the Council of Elders. Thereafter, if we are able to garner the support of all of you at the Citizens' Assembly, we shall spare no effort in ensuring that the Arachrysia will return to our world once again.
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. By Kefali and Talent and above, as the Theoros, I have observed. Akama has chosen her destiny. The issue up for discussion at this Citizens' Assembly shall be modified to the suspension of the Flame Chase journey. This resolution shall be put up on the Wall of Heroes, such that all citizens are aware of the city's way forward.
This is taking a very different turn.
Aglaya, dear Aglaya, what has caused your heart to soften? You also don't seem to be as quick-witted as before.
Wag your tongue as much as you like. Since the Flame Chase journey has been preordained by the prophecy, our failure has never been on the cards.
Well then, I guess we'll find out if that's true at the Citizens' Assembly.
Lycus announces the conclusion of the debate and the attendants part ways.
Well, it seems that when I sent you to look for Anaxa, I unintentionally facilitated your partnership with him instead.
My apologies, everyone. I know that you have many questions to ask me. I will answer them to the best of my knowledge.
In that case, please tell us as much as you can.
What happened when you went to look for Anaxa?
In actuality, he showed me a past that was both long and heavy.
The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now. But that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes.
Have you heard of this tale before? A tale about the ocean god's treasured pearl, our hometown. It was a seaside town which enjoyed the ocean breeze and glorious, peaceful times, thanks to the wisdom of its ruling queen. Until one day, an evil dragon descended upon the town. Its wings were large enough to blot out the sun, while its claws were sharp enough to rip the waves apart. It barged into the tall tower and devoured the queen's beloved daughter. It even settled itself in her bedroom, like a tyrant king. The queen assembled 300 warriors who managed to subdue the evil dragon by chaining it up. However, when the queen slit open the dragon's belly, she realized that the princess had long since been digested, and all that was left of her was a pile of bones.
Oof, sounds disgusting.
The queen wept for several days. It was then that a devious, smooth-talking scholar arrived at the palace and suggested that the princess could be revived through the use of dragon bone and dragon blood. That liar called this process the secret art of alchemy. The princess was reborn! The queen was overjoyed, blissfully unaware that the evil dragon's soul still lurked within the princess's body. As revenge, the evil dragon swallowed the poor queen, the glib liar, the courageous warriors, and all of the town's innocent civilians in a single gulp. Worse still, the souls of the deceased were refused entry to the Netherrealm because they were filled with regret. Forced to roam the mortal realm, these resentful souls ultimately converged into a river of souls that would not retreat for a long time. The terrifying death had consumed all. Thereafter, our hometown fell into ruin as well. Until...
Until?
Actually, I don't know what happened next either.
Oh my... It seems that you still like to whet people's appetites even after all this time, Pelixia. So, according to your story, this is how I used to look? It's practically a mirror image. And yet, what exactly is this?
A miracle that I created with alchemy. As for what it is and how I was able to accomplish it, I'll keep the answers to myself for now.
Oh, my goodness. Is this cliffhanger really necessary?
Quiet, Titan. Continue to enjoy this splendid play, and the truth will naturally reveal itself.
Dragon, huh? I've heard this legend before.
In that case, what do you think of it?
I think that this so-called alchemy was a tenuous analogy added to the story by future generations. After all, you've never heard of a tradition of alchemy in your hometown before, have you?
Indeed. Before I left
That's
home to pursue
customers.
my education, I never even knew that anybody was looking into this area of study.
Therefore, we can just treat this tale as a fable told to young children.
A fable, you say? If so, what moral is it trying to impart to the kids?
I guess it might be the concept of equivalent exchange.
Oh? I thought the moral might be closer to something like honor the dead. What? At a loss for words?
No, I merely realized that we're both thinking of the same principle. If life is priceless, then there is hardly anything else in this world that is of equal weight to it, right?
Indeed. As expected of the wisest scholar in the land.
You flatter me. Why don't I ask you a question as well, as a form of equivalent exchange?
Of course. What is your question?
If I imparted my knowledge of the art of alchemy to you, would you use it to resurrect someone you loved?
What? What kind of strange question is this? I got it. You're just trying to get me to tell you whether I like anyone, right?
Let's just leave it at that. That was rude of me.
Yes, I would.
Oh?
Death is inevitable. In the days to come, I'm certain that someone whom I cherish deeply will leave me for good. If such a mighty power really existed, I think I would use it without hesitation. After all, you, me, and the rest will all have to face that fateful moment eventually. My time is finally here. However, perhaps because of my firm belief in the immeasurable value of life, I am unable to complete the trial.
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn with the dead flame. It is a pity that fate is such a cruel mistress.
Is there no other way of interpreting those words?
I'm afraid that the meaning is clear. Between my sister and me, one must pay the price. Our trial can only be completed when the one chosen sacrifices her life. I'm afraid that the prophecy might even have selected a pair of twins for this exact purpose.
Fortune makes fools of us all.
My sister is prepared to sacrifice herself. And yet, I can't do the same. How absurd. My time is almost up, but I'm still afraid to welcome death. What should we do? If I'm ultimately not able to make up my mind...
Since Chaos is willing to guide all of us and leave this trial to the end, there is still plenty of time for you to ponder.
That's right. Don't allow the fog of an uncertain future to cloud your mind.
Trial, prophecy. The topics that they're discussing seem familiar. But these three people must not have left their names in the epics. Otherwise, I would have some recollection of this.
Amphorius's history before the Titans were born was complete chaos. Is that not strange by itself? I have long held 3 hypotheses about this.
Yeah.
However, let's continue watching for now.
Calypso, Polixia, and this warrior. I seem to have met him somewhere before.
Regarding this matter, Nias, are you confident that you'll complete your trial?
Of course. Though, I am worried about what will happen once I've emerged victorious.
Looks like you have made up your mind.
Yes, this is the safest course of action.
Completely separating courage, honor, tenacity, sacrifice, and reason. You really know how to make things difficult.
Please, young lady, witness my fall and demise. Lady Calypso, you shall host the soul-rending ceremony.
I do not understand. Why would you dare to sacrifice yourself for a future that you won't get to witness?
Because this is our destiny. The power that resides within me is so intense that I will one day be engulfed by it. Furthermore, a valorous death before glorious return has always been the path I chose to walk. A journey I began long ago. If your sister or Chaos were in my position, I believe they would make the same choice as well.
I'm not that brave. I don't know how I'm supposed to face such a serious affair.
Despite being Death's chosen one, it seems you still don't know how to face it. Let's chat, young lady. Perhaps I shouldn't end my journey so hastily. Since there's still time, I'm not worried about letting fate wait a little longer.
Of course. This warrior is Lord Nias. As the embodiment of Nikador's divinity, he entrusted his life to us and allowed humankind to end his madness. That means that what I'm currently seeing before my eyes is, in fact...
Looks like one hypothesis of mine has already been proven true. These heroes are the true forms of the Titans, before they attained their divinity. If so, the chosen one of death that he speaks of is...
Polixia? Is the previous form of Thanatos? But her appearance...
If this is true, as long as we can find out where she went, we'll naturally be able to figure out the location of the Death Titan.
But before that, we first need to witness what ultimately happened to Lord Nias.
This way.
Nikador's courage is a testament that they have never once retreated from a battle.
I've heard that these words are still engraved in Castrum Kremnos even today. It didn't occur to me that they were actually part of an alchemical formula.
Honor, courage, tenacity, sacrifice.
And finally, the only thing that remains is reason.
Cheer up, young lady. There is no need to shed tears over a glorious death.
All farewells in this world are sorrowful, Lord Nias.
No, young lady. As a warrior, I have witnessed too many bitter deaths. But now, all I feel is peace. I did not know until this moment that mortals could live their lives in such a way.
Although only a sliver of your soul remains, you remain so optimistic. Or maybe the truth is that you aren't able to feel sorrow anymore.
To be honest, I don't know either. But I am certain of one thing. This is not an acceptance of death nor apathy toward it. It's not even a feeling of despair. I am just enjoying what remains of my life to the fullest.
Enjoying?
Indeed. Along this journey that we've taken together, not only have I changed the world, I myself have also changed in the process. And now I have reached the journey's end. When I look back and see the grand epic that I've personally written, how could I not revel in that fact?
But when you depart the mortal realm, won't all of your accomplishments be reduced to nothing? Separation and death are two sides of the same coin. Reconciling this doesn't come easily for a mortal.
Finally, let me recount to you a story of mine, young lady. The first time I returned from the battlefield, I felt extremely hollow. The calamity had devoured everybody on the battlefield but me. When I returned to the city alone, the citizens held a banquet for me that was far from pleasant. I felt as though I was still on the battlefield, and the person who had returned was nothing but an empty shell. It was late into the night by the time the banquet ended. My head still reeling, I returned alone to the barracks. On the way back, I encountered someone. It was a crazed scholar looking at the night sky and muttering to himself by the side of the road. Although I tripped over him and fell, I wasn't angry in the slightest. And maybe because I saw myself in him, I inexplicably asked him a question. Do you think that it'd be better if we just died on the roadside like a couple of stray dogs? To my surprise, he shrugged his shoulders and sighed.
How does someone who is currently experiencing death, dying and living, afford the same amount of bliss? Now please go away and don't block my starlight.
Are you trying to say that there is no difference between living and dying? For they are both journeys that lead toward death?
That's exactly what life is, and death is. But a scale to measure how valuable the journey was. Journeys and epics are only glorious and magnificent because all things eventually fade to dust. Therefore, young lady, don't detest your fate. Instead, willingly and respectfully embrace it.
The embodiment of strife telling me about the majesty of the world.
Indeed. I believe that when the fated moment eventually arrives, you will be able to understand my words. It is time for me to knock on death's door. I will set up a long table at the end of the road and humbly await your arrival. When that moment finally comes, let us drink and be merry then.
Okay.
I knew this day would eventually come.
Are the both of you ready?
Calixia, I'm here.
Oops.
What? This...
This is quite interesting indeed.
Is this... Polyxia's sister? Is it... me?
It is. It is you.
Now, it's time for us to fulfill our promises. Are you afraid? What are you afraid of?
That I won't be able to do it.
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn with the dead flame. As foretold in the prophecy, and according to our vows, once it all ends, we must face our fated moment head-on.
Even if it was prophesized, do we have no say in the matter? It's so unfair. Why are we the only ones who are forced into mutual destruction? Let me do it, sister. Let me be death sacrifice. I was never long for this world anyway. But you're different. I was the one who wasted your life after all.
You're wrong, Polyxia. I don't think that my life was wasted. Just the opposite. When I finally arrived at this destination and looked back at the journey I took, I discovered that flowers had long since bloomed along the path I walked. It was you who sowed the seeds for this sea of flowers, one that is more beautiful than the promised land at the end of the world. Besides, I have lived a fulfilling life. Even though I was fated for sacrifice, none of the things that I've experienced will dissipate. Instead, they'll forever live on as memories inside your head. Will they not?
How could my memories of you ever compare to the actual you?
Well then, tell me, what exactly are we? I don't know either. But regardless of what the answer is, regardless of how we're shaped by others, or even by this world, ever since we were born, the fact that we existed was predestined, and nothing could erase it. This is why I will always, always be by your side. We're twins, after all. All right, my dear Polyxia. It's time to extract my heart and light the flame of death. After that, use it to plant the first bud in the prophesied new world.
If I imparted my knowledge of the art of alchemy to you, would you use it to resurrect someone you loved?
Oh, hello, Malfit. I didn't see your text there. How are you, Malfit?
Death is inevitable. In the
Sorry.
days to come, I am certain that someone whom I cherish deeply will leave me for good.
Sorry, I didn't notice you're in the chat.
If such a mighty power really existed, I think I would use it without hesitation.
Sorry, I didn't notice you're in the chat there, Malphite. Your name is red just like the Pokemon. Just like the name of the Pokemon. Just like Pokemon Community Game. So I didn't notice the difference. How are you, Malphite? Thank you. Hello to you too. I need to figure out the automatic shoutout thing. Do I need a bot for that? There. There we go. Sorry, I forgot. Sorry, I didn't notice you.
Even
I was too focused on the game.
my answer remains the same. This is why, sister, I promise you, in the prophesized new world, I shall plant the first bud on your behalf. Go now. Return to the ocean god's treasured pearl, our hometown. I shall open wide the entrance to the Netherrealm and grant you a second life. The living beings on this earth shall respond to my call and lead you to the sacred daylight. Remember, do not look back on the land of the dead, and do not stop moving. In the new world promised by the prophecy, march toward your new life. As for the price of our equivalent exchange, let me be the one to pay it.
Everybody, we've come to the end. Unfortunately, I am not compatible with the Supreme Being, so I was unable to completely fuse their soul into my own body. However, being able to glean all this from them is exciting enough. I'm certain of this now. Before the Titans that we are well acquainted with were born, a group of heroes roamed the land. These heroes followed a prophecy and took possession of divine authorities one by one, until they eventually became the pantheon of the new world. Just like the flame-chased journey of today, Amphorius's history is cyclical in nature.
What a startling revelation. This means that the demigods, who bear the core flames, will also become the new Titans at the world's end, thereby shaping a new world?
That's actually quite interesting.
I believe that this is the truth behind the Era Nova, as mentioned in the prophecy.
This is utterly unbelievable. Besides, those twins in the past, even if they really are Thanatos, their whereabouts are still unknown even today.
Are their whereabouts truly unknown? Didn't Polixia mention that seaside town, the birthplace of alchemy and the tale of the dragon? In our world, there exists a city which perfectly matches that description. Styxia.
But the people there worship Fagusa and bear no relation to Thanatos. I have also never been to that place, as in the time of Idonia, it had long turned into underwater ruins.
Take this.
This is...
the new Sporist masterpiece, the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh.
It was made by transmuting all of the sages' wisdom into a single entity, with their flesh and blood as its foundation. Remember, I've mentioned before that the art of alchemy is all about conversion, tempering, and ascension. This process also applies to the pursuit of truth. Regardless of how unbelievable this sounds, the truths of the world have been refined from the impurities. Think about the story of the dragon. This stone will lead you to your real hometown, allowing you to reform the door to the Netherrealm and discover Thanatos' fate.
You still look as confident in your victory as ever. But what if your conjecture is wrong?
Simple. I shall merely admit to the entire world that my experiment was a failure.
Oh.
However, my line of thinking will not fail because I have already planted the seeds of doubt into the hearts of the masses. Actions speak louder than words, Castoris. With the assembly about to begin, don't forget the promise you've made.
I've already searched for so long. I'm willing to try one more time. But before I leave, I have another question. What exactly did we witness just now?
That was the world imprinted in Kefali's soul. If we are to prove its existence, you must take the final step. Go. Do not disappoint me.
I understand.
Hey, child of humanity.
Don't get antsy. I still remember the question you posed to me. As a scholar, I do not wish to offer up ambiguous conclusions. Let's discuss this topic again when she manages to find the evidence.
I merely wanted to ask, was that stone transmuted from your heart? If so, rebirth is no longer an option for you.
Why not? When I was a child, I lost someone dear to me. When I was a teenager, I lost my faith. A while back, although you saved my life, I also lost my soul in the process. Now I'm merely forsaking my body. What's the big deal?
Why are you always finding ways to die? Isn't it good to be alive?
This is but a necessary sacrifice on my path to transform into the purest of them all.
Can someone who's dead even claim to be the purest of them all? Furthermore, if your hypothesis is proven correct, does it not just confirm that the myths are true, and thereby invalidate all your theories?
No, it's just the opposite. If my hypothesis is correct, it means that I can actually ascend to godhood and reshape this absurd world that you all have created.
That's a lot to take in at once.
Lady Aglaia, please, let me explain.
Go on.
You know that the core flame of death has always been the greatest unknown regarding the Era Nova, which is why both you and Kindness desire to gain the power to control that core flame in the approaching Citizens' Assembly. Professor Anaxa has come to a consensus with Kindness. They want to suspend the trial once Thanatos' core flame is reclaimed, hoping thus to eradicate death from this world. If they're successful, then the flame chase journey will cease, and Akama can enjoy everlasting peace. But I know this runs counter to your wishes. So long as we do not usher in Era Nova, the Black Tide will never be eradicated. Even with Lord Mighty on the front line, and the Black Tide not posing an immediate risk, the danger nevertheless remains. Honestly, It's difficult for me to assess the pros and cons in this decision. But someone must bring the core flame before we can begin negotiations over it. The Titan could be very near. I cannot let this chance slip by. Besides, someone has to make this trip to bring back Mr. Soul.
Well said. You already had every reason to seek an audience with Thanatos. It's that great performer who has weaponized your wishes and placed us in this difficult situation. A world without death. Do you desire that too?
If fate dictates that my path must oppose yours, I will do all I can to resist it and protect what I aspire to achieve. Lord Mighty showed me that without taking the first step, all talk of what follows is moot.
You've changed.
I have always hoped to hear you speak your mind, Cass, and I am glad to have heard your true thoughts. Styxia. I visited that place in the past. Though it is now an island surrounded by the river of Soul's torrents, it's not hard to see its former splendor. Go. I will not stand in your way. As for you, you are someone who has cheated death. I believe you have more than enough reason to make the trip with Castris and meet the god of death himself.
Okay.
Castris, I too look forward to your journey. I wonder what kinds of new interpretations your completed story will bring to the Flame Chase journey.
Thank you, Lady Aklia.
I hate to put a damper on this heartwarming moment, but...
Yeah?
If Styxia is now an island surrounded by the river of Soul's torrents, then how do we find a way in? Lady Treby is probably...
The answer is quite simple. In the Mids, Zagreus once made the domain of the dead their treasure vault. That is to say, they could enter and leave the Nether Realm as they pleased. And if they could do that, then it follows that the demigod who inherited their divinity must be capable of the same. I'll see you at Marmorial Palace at Action Hour tomorrow. Cypher shall be your guide to finding that ancient city.
Okay. I just need to adjust something. Again, Malphite, sorry I didn't notice you were there. Your name does match the thing is the same color as Pokemon Community Game, so I didn't notice.
Hey, friend! Is the debate finally over? Did you win?
No.
Oh, that means victory is around the corner. Well, moving on. I was hard at work even while you were at the debate. I borrowed a mountain of books from Cass to see if I could find a way to solve your problem. Let's see. I still have... only 32 books
books to go.
It's okay, ma'am. We found a way.
Really? Oh, that's fantastic news. I knew it. Hard work always pays off. Especially if you're as diligent as Mem. I feel like a huge burden has finally been lifted off my shoulders. Why are my eyelids so heavy all of a sudden?
It's okay, you can go rest.
You're right. Then I'll go back to...
Oh, bye-bye. You just disappeared into there. Okay. Later, somewhere in Oklahoma.
Cass? What a surprise.
Lady Treby.
Is something troubling you?
I just wanted to speak to Lady Trian for a bit before I set off. No matter how breathtakingly beautiful Styxia once was, the place is now the domain of the departed. There is no telling what we'll encounter there. I don't want to have any regrets.
Has anyone told you that your eyes are sparkling today?
Is that a figure of speech?
In the past, when you did smile once in a while, all of us could see that your heart remained troubled even as you smiled.
Lady Treby, you know perfectly well that see you tomorrow is nothing but a white lie. I hope your toughness is not a mask hiding a lonely heart.
Cass, you hardly ever talked of your past. None of us knows what you went through, apart from Maggie. But we know it must have been filled with pain and hardships, as it is the fate every Chrysosaur is destined to live out. We are just happy for you that the core flame you're meant to inherit has finally surfaced.
Isn't it a little too soon to say that?
But you already know where tomorrow is, don't you? There's no need to rely on anyone else. Just give it your all and leave no regrets. We have always believed that your embrace is just as warm as everyone else's. Because we embrace others to comfort them. And Cass, you're the kindest Chrysosaur we know.
Oh.
Thank you, Lady Treby. This feeling... it's hard to put into words. I suddenly found myself with so many wishes. So much I want to accomplish before setting off.
Then go do it, Cass. Trian was actually working on a surprise gift for you. It's a pity she didn't get to finish it. But now Trinan and I are working on it, and we'll make sure to give it to you. So, let's meet back here when you return from Styxia. Safe travels. See you tomorrow!
I can't sleep. Who could that be? Who is it? Oh, it's Casseries. We going now?
I hope I didn't wake you.
Sleep is luxury when you are at my age.
I'm glad to see you're as full of life as ever. I'm here because of private matters, actually. If it isn't too much to ask, I'd really like it if you could come along with me to retrieve something.
What's that?
Aren't you going to ask me what it is?
I just
It
did.
isn't a long way from here. Shall we?
Okay. Okay. Oh,
The streets are packed. It seems the vote to pause the flame chase journey has begun.
Is it unlocked yet? Or can I only unlock which is mirrored? Okay, so I have to finish this to unlock that. I also need to do this. But I'm not bothered to do that because I hate going to
Tell me how I can vote!
Take your ceramic shard engraved with the Kefali rune, select the Council of Elders in your heart, and pray silently until the shard registers your choice. Then toss it into the Dolium.
The Council of Elders? More like the Council of Buffoons? The Black Tide took my hometown long ago! Who are they kidding with bringing back Erechrysia? It's all a sham to create their own Erechrysia in Akama!
The Titans are just. So long as we do not overstep our bounds again, we will not incur divine wrath.
Oh, please. The time when these deranged Titans should have vacated their spot to the demigods is long overdue. You'll see soon enough, you old bogey.
And I pray that Talanton smacks some sense into you with their scales. We shall see how this turns out.
That was quite a spectacle.
Yep. Just another peaceful day in Oklahoma.
I suppose peaceful is technically correct if no actual violence happened. To this day, I still find it almost unreal that Akama is the only place illuminated by light amidst the crumbling ruins of Amphorius.
Just because your sky is fake,
People
bruh.
are even holding votes to reconcile differing opinions. This peaceful sight is making me forget that this is the end times.
Look very confused.
Before coming here, I had lived for many years in Idonia, a city of Rime and Frost. The people there were devotees of Thanatos, and were well known for their unique burial rites and traditions. Traditions that I played a major role in.
Because of curse on you?
Yes. You now know me as the Mortician of Akama. But back in those days, I was Idonia's Maiden of War. I was trudging across the frosty plains on my own when the Idonians found me. They saw the curse in me as a blessing from Thanatos, and believed that my hands could correct the Erechrysia's mistake and lead them to meet the great god of death. They provided me shelter, but in return, I was expected to grant merciful deaths to war captives, prisoners bound for execution, and heroes alike.
Is that some sort of... Isn't that just an executioner?
Yes. No matter how kind or cruel the means, nothing can change the essence of death. Taking away someone's life is never worthy of religious worship.
was once as lost as you are now. But you must respect those walking towards death, just like how you should respect yourself as the Holy Maiden granting humans glory and liberation.
What you're asking me to do is no better than the task of an executioner. And yet you want me to respect myself. No matter the titles, I am still taking away human lives.
This won't be the first time that Edonia's fanatical nether warriors have faced death. On the contrary, recruits new to the battlefield often run away from their first fight. Death is the mightiest and gravest power in this world. The fact that you can wield it means you are deserving of respect.
That's such a twisted reason.
Then let me tell you a story. In Idonia, the great swords commonly used by executioners are called Draconian, in memory of Drakon, an elderly executioner. The sword has 3 air holes along its body. If the sword is swung down swiftly and accurately, the holes would make no sound, and the executed would also depart this world quickly and painlessly. But should the executioner have any hesitation, the holes would produce a piercing whistle. On that cue, the screams of the executed are sure to follow. Every
that sounds terrible.
executioner after Drakon is to hone their sword skills every day in preparation of future executions. Every swing of their blade must be more resolute than the last, for failing to do so will bring pain. Pain for the dying, as well as pain for themselves.
No. I can never get used to this.
You misunderstand, child. I am not telling you to get used to it. I'm asking you to consider the source of the dead's suffering and use that knowledge to fortify your future touches with more and more determination. Go, walk with the dead and love them as you love life. Then you'll no longer hear those noises.
Please, don't kill me. I don't want to die.
Gentle touch.
No!
You gently touch the prisoner's forehead with your fingers. His face is pale, his eyes flicker with fear. His body trembles uncontrollably. Is it because of fear, anger, and hatred, or is it your so-called merciful touch of death simply a lie? Dark purple mottles spread like petals across the death row inmate's face, then seem to be submerged by spring water, flooding his body. His trembling ceased, and cries that had once begged for mercy slowly turned him to a sigh like whimper as he murmurs himself. Quickly everything falls into a dead silence, turning to a pitch-black dew that scatters with the wind. You hear your own heartbeat drown out the sound of heavy
May
breathing.
you gain some insights through his sacrifice.
Is this all?
No. Come with me. This is just the beginning of your life as the Maiden of War.
You executioner!
Wait. A Garchomp? Oh wait. Okay, I want a guard chomp. Give me a second, I want that guard chomp. I thought I had mini balls, what the heck? You don't own that ball. Check your extension to see your items. I have lots of balls. What the heck? Okay. Catch. Let's see if that worked. See if that did it.
Holy maiden! Go. Grant her glorious death.
Oh, I walked past her. Yay, I caught the Garchomp!
Do it then, Executioner. I curse you.
Why? Please, grant me release. When will this ever end?
Come.
What are you trying to do with me?
I have aged. The time has come for me to heed the summons of Thanatos and journey to their domain.
Oh.
The final resting place of every Idonian.
You're not that old yet. You still have many, many years ahead of you.
No. I'm already dead. For I have come to fear my declining health and impending death. Castoris. Will you give me one last chance to charge towards fear and prove that I am no coward?
I can't take this anymore!
Child, it was I who brought you here, from the frosty plains, and set your farcical fate in motion. It was also I, Chief Executioner of Idonia, who forced the heavy duty of executing others onto you. I've always known that you have doubts, and even anger about my faith, and about me.
I never had a choice.
Indeed. We essentially abducted you. Yet you can end any sinful life with just a touch of your fingers. Shouldn't it be easy for you to escape from here?
I'll never do that. It doesn't matter how lightly the Idonians take death, or how readily they accept it. I simply can't do it.
I knew I was right about you.
What do you mean?
I've taught you and cared for you as my own daughter all this time because of this blessing that's been with you since your birth.
I know no one else in the world would understand the weight of life and death more than you do. In the eyes of an Idonian, death is the end of all life. A destination we will all eventually reach. Humans should not resist it, but learn how to face it. You can only live your life to the fullest after understanding this principle. And when you do, even if you eventually leave Idonia's protection, even if you must carry the curse forever, you can live with your head held high, like everyone else.
No! How can I?
Come now. It's time. I've already taught you all that I know. Show me that you are a fitting holy maiden, or at least that you possess the resolve to become one. Come now. It's time. I've already taught you all that I know. Show me that you are a fitting holy maiden, or at least that you possess the resolve to become one.
Bam. Brave, brave, brave. Slam. Summon. Bam. Bam. Explode.
Please cherish this time. Wiltier.
Have a paw. Bam.
There's more to life. Eternal.
Skill. Bam.
Life
Go
is
over
not so
aura.
fragile. As you wish. Every petal. All will be swept away by the wind.
There we go. Normal.
Some value, I suppose.
In the mood to mix things up.
Skill.
Shall remember.
Now. Ult.
Indulge yourselves!
Now.
Embrace
Dragon. Skill.
Darkness with me.
Yes.
This was the last time I followed her command. I gently touched the elderly woman before me. The executioner, who had seen too much death, died the same way as everyone else. I gasped for air, a wistful look in her eyes, and a barely perceptible tremor in her fingertips. Elder Amunet, the person who tried to teach me about death, ultimately vanished like dew in the morning mist. She spent her life embodying the beliefs of the Idonians, and when death finally came, she embraced it exactly as their doctrine had taught. I have nothing but respect for her. I erected a cenotaph in her honor in the marshes outside Idonia's city walls with the others I had laid to rest. Then, I set out once more in search of Thanatos. It was a long, long journey. I heard so many discussions about death along the way. Life finds meaning in death. The world improves because there is an end. It seems the most terrible darkness in this world. Everyone talks about its heavy weight. Some resist it, some worship it, and some even revere it. How did a disappeared titan become the deepest fear of humankind? And why do they haunt my dreams? I continued my travels to seek an answer. Initially, I was running away. Then, I started searching for it. And now, at the end, I just want to know if my touch, if my embrace, can do more than taking things away. Can I make anything? Can I leave anything behind?
I don't want to die. Please, I'm begging you, just let me
Oh,
go.
what?
I don't want to die.
There's like
I don't want mercy like this. Just let me go. I need him. I don't.
What? Oh my god, they did an animation. A 2D animation. What? This.
I hate these icy hands.
This is crazy. This and it's so cool too. They should do this more often. That's because Reese is a child.
Get it over with. End its suffering.
Whoa. Whoa. Who is the art?
The Reaper has blessed your hands. Only you can grant them peace.
Whoa. She ran away.
Embrace death. Walk alongside it.
Oh. Oh, this one is. Oh. She ran away. Oh, the great like art. Oh. This is awesome. Frog?
Is that you, Castoris?
Oh, it's the little girl.
All of them have gone, heeding death's summon, crossing into their domain. I must go too. I don't fear it, just I have some regrets. Watching people leave this world again and again, it must be lonely for you. You must want to desperately embrace them before they go.
Oh.
I can't. These hands, they're too cold.
She's gonna kill her first friend? Oh. Oh no.
But big sister Castoris, your hands are so warm. Just like anyone else's. So go on, don't hold back.
Give me a warm hug.
Can hands like these really be warm?
Oh, what's with the deer?
On the day that Ornyx's trial ended, you must have had many questions.
No.
I felt just as confused. Why, as someone from beyond the sky, were you so cruelly dragged into Amphorius's fate? I wished I could take action, but no matter how hard I try, I cannot simply interact with the living as ordinary people do. Even when we brushed against each other unintentionally in the grove. And it was obvious that nothing had happened. When an almost unattainable hope finally welled up in my heart. When I thought that perhaps my touch would no longer bring sorrow, fate declared to me, it wasn't that the curse of death had finally been lifted, but that your soul no longer belonged to this world, and there was nothing left for my hands to take. Nothing. And did I really think this time would be any different? It's not that I don't understand this reality, just that I'm unwilling to accept it. Having walked such a long road, I am still unable to find the answer to life and death. I am resigned to eternal despair. Anything I wish to hold on to, death will inevitably wrest from my grasp. From that moment on,
lacked the courage to confirm it again. Until Ornyx laid bare the cruel truth before us.
I was definitely not crying.
Perhaps I might have one last chance. Long ago, Trinan read a prophecy to me. At the end of the Sea of Flowers, the souls of the living shall warm thy fingertips, and after an embrace, there shall be eternal separation. I found no surprise in it, for her words sounded not like a foretelling, but a perfect reflection of my past. Embraces in this world are born of reunions. Yet, my touch speaks only of farewells. In that moment, I had no doubt that this destiny would weave itself through the entirety of my life. And yet, things have taken a turn for the better. Now that I can finally have an audience with Thanatos, perhaps I can rewrite the meaning of that fated prophecy. I have no reason not to give it my all, for your sake, and for my own.
Thank you for telling me your thoughts.
With that, I won't have any regrets.
Castries talks to you about the gifts she gave to the other Chrysosairs. Before you know it, she arrives at your gift.
Let's put that aside for the moment. We've arrived. I want to retrieve a small gift I specially prepared for you. I made it myself, like the trinket I gave Lady Trian. I want to leave something for everyone, if possible. The journey to seek an audience with the Death Titan cannot be an easy one. I want to make full use of every moment I have before we depart, so that I don't have any regrets.
Okay. Is it a brooch with my face on it?
No, it isn't. You'll know when you see it. Look, it's right there. Huh? Where did it go? What's going on?
Looks like someone left something behind.
This is the coin of Zagreus and a slate. So it's her.
Who?
It's Lady Cypher, the demigod of Zagreus whom Lady Aglaia had spoken of. She's a master thief who's left legendary tales all over Amphorius. So many years have passed, yet she's still announcing herself in such a crass manner. Let's just do as the slate says and look for Lady Cypher.
Not gonna read all that.
Look, it's right there.
There seems to be a new show at the Bats today.
We must pursue her.
So we go over here. This way?
Huh? This is a trick she left for us.
I figured it out.
incorrigible. Follow me.
Try to grab it. Nope.
This is how it should be. We must pursue her.
This way. Caught it. Hi, Cypher. Okay.
Lady Cypher, please come on out.
You're still careless as ever. Shouldn't you keep such a precious gift near your bosom?
What?
Since you know it's a gift for someone else, please give it back to me. Stop hiding among the people and letting the wind carry your voice.
Now, since I know it's a gift, that just means I need to milk its worth. The children of the wind never stay for long in one place. Unless your offer is tempting enough to steal the wind. What say you?
Name your price. I'll give you however much you want.
If you don't want the money, I'll gladly take it off your hands.
I'm sorry. Bargaining is really not my forte.
No wonder they call you Princess Homebody. Why don't you two come over to my place? It'll make a better venue for proper business discussions. You can find where I live through the winds I've sown.
Huh? No.
Piece of cake. I can do that even if I can only sense your soul.
All right, I'll see you there. Oh, by the way, everyone cool with me collecting a deposit before we reach an agreement, right? Now, come this way.
The dude of divine. Where did my dude of divine blood go?
She's incorrigible. Follow me.
Okay, so up there. To the left, I don't even need to look because I have the map. This way. I think this way.
It's about time you do
No. It's on another layer. So I have to go up here. Then
Does it really work?
turn
Good job!
left. Oh, oops. Back. Good job. Oh. Hello, Tranquil. How are you? Thank you for the head pat. Also,
here we are.
You didn't tell me you were streaming.
Over here!
You never.
Over here!
I
No,
didn't.
not that way! This way!
I didn't see I didn't see
Come
any
on.
announcements
If I
of
really
your
wanted to hide,
stream.
you'd never find me. So relax,
I'm good.
you two. No
How are
need
you?
to get your hackles up. I'm not that scary, am I? Meow.
Ew, what kind of
Whoa,
quirk?
that upset? Calm down. I'm just putting on a show with the meowing. Some people might have been into that a millennium ago, but
I am good.
it's
You
long
are?
since gone out of style.
How is you?
Loosen up, buddy. Shall we get down to business?
Give me the jewelry piece first, or everything's off the table.
And my due of divine blood.
Oh, come now. Don't be so upset. Relax. Relax.
Why?
Look, isn't the view here just great? You can see what everyone is doing and where they're going, and they won't even know you're here. Now that we've broken the ice, let's get to the point.
What's your Discord?
Everything I've said so far has been a joke. I'm inviting you two here for 3 things.
I don't think I'm in your Discord. What is it?
1. The seamstress found me and wants me to take you to Styxia to look for the Death Titan.
Can you send it to me on the Discord?
2. The Council of Elders also found me and wants me to make sure the core flame of Thanatos ends up in their hands.
Look at you, having your finger in both pies.
And last but not least, I'm telling you that I'm not interested in doing either of those things.
Yeah, can you send me the Discord invite?
Look for the Death Titan.
In the DM, either on Discord. Just DM it to me and I'll join.
Wow, this is some high quality stuff. And this room is full of it. How much are these worth, Did you get all this through that Aranova gimmick?
Some of it is family fortune, while the rest came from my business as a dressmaster. Don't liken the flame chase work to your shady dealings.
Wow, I should have busted down your door instead of going around like a thief. Well, spill. Why are you giving me so much money?
Yay!
Payment for doing work. You're worth this much.
Did you forget my stance to all this? I thought I made myself very clear.
You wish to run away. Run away from your responsibilities, from the prophecy, and from your destiny. You shall walk with greed and die over petty change. I understand this prophecy weighs on you immensely. That is why I have never reproached the demigod of trickery for running away.
I hopped in.
But I need you right now. So don't turn me down.
You know, maybe the gods got your tongue with their golden threads, Aglaya. I'm not hearing any sincerity in your words.
Yep. They do amazing art, and you also just missed
why you're bowing your noble head to me?
a video as well.
We lost Trian.
Oh.
Oh.
The divine power of passages is running out. I need another demigod to escort Castoris and help her fulfill her lifelong wish.
Indeed you do.
Oh, I get it now. You're sending Castoris to her death. And you want me to die with her.
This is Castoris's own request. I have never seen her so determined.
She brought this up herself? You're not pulling my leg.
She's also made up her mind to leave her confused past behind. As will you, Cypher, when you finally make up your mind.
Don't be so sure. Time is hard in the likes of you and I. But Castoris remains pure as driven snow.
Okay.
She can always turn back before the end, you know? Maybe she'll remember Trian's sacrifice. Maybe she'll remember the countless martyred Chrysos heirs. Maybe she'll remember you, with your one foot in the grave. I ain't as optimistic as you about what she'll want to do. Tell you what. Why don't I take this room of treasures as a security deposit, and we make a bet?
Go on.
Good job! Change your mind and turn back. Now, if I lose,
Okay, go
I'll do
have a
what you
good
want me to
sleep.
do. Return this
Oh wait, I also need to do
to
something.
you,
Yes,
plus giving you
and
another room full of treasures. How does that sound?
You
There.
sound like you have all the confidence in the world.
There, I just remembered I needed to
In
do
that
that.
case, let's make a pact with those conditions. I hope you're prepared to lose it all.
In conclusion, I want to win. So I hope you two can give up on going to Styxia. I'll give all the treasures in that room to you. And you can split it between yourselves however you want. What do you think? Tempting, right?
I'm almost dead. What use do I have for the
I
money?
decline. If we don't find the Death Titan, his soul will...
Oh?
I can't go into the details, but we have to go to Styxia.
I really don't get how. Princess, homebuddy, you keep talking about needing to find Thanatos, about getting rid of your curse, and you don't care about anything else. But did you ever live for your own pleasure? Even for just one day?
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying, contrary to your beliefs, Aglaia didn't take you in just so you can die for her Aranova.
The flame chase journey walks hand in hand with sacrifices. Isn't that why you're always running away from Lady Aglaia?
Fine. Never mind. We all have our own problems. I ain't gonna say anything anymore.
It's not like I was gonna honor that bet anyway.
But listen to me. Styxia is no tourist destination. Sure, the treasures buried in there are 10, no, 50 times richer than Aglaia's vault. Yet, I've never been there. And I never plan to. Because even a demigod can't be sure they can walk out of that place alive. And now I'm supposed to escort you to Styxia. Sure. Pay up.
It's ripping off people the authority of Zapiest and
You know,
God.
you're not wrong. At least it's part of my responsibilities.
I don't like this. However, I have lived a longer life than most people. Though I'm not as good at doing business as Lady Aglaia, I still have some savings. I can give them all to you.
Then how are you going to live the rest of your life?
Then I'll give you 80%.
Well, don't mind if I do. 80% of Castrus's savings and a bottle of dew of divine blood. Not a bad trade.
Don't forget to give Castri's jewelry back.
Okay. I didn't know you hold grudges. Gray mystery. Here! Catch.
Be careful with that!
A minor change in plans, though. Don't go to the bath tomorrow. Come look for me at Akama's city gates instead.
So, why are you changing the meeting place?
Oh, nothing really. Just a bit scared of the seamstress's frosty face. I wouldn't stay a second longer in Akama if it were up to... Well, now that we've struck a deal, why don't I give you guys a lift back? It's gonna be a long ride. So have a good rest.
Ooh. Next day, Okahama. Okay, so I might just end the stream here. Because I wanted to know how long this story is, and I just found out this one's 8 hours long. So like 8 hours, and I found out what point I'm at, and I'm at halfway. So I'm like, I'm only 4 hours in, and that's only part 2. Like, I ain't gonna do the rest of the other 4 hours in this stream when I've only done 2. When this is only the part 2. So, what I'm thinking of doing, I'm just gonna end the stream here. The next stream will be part 3, but will be a 4-hour long stream. Probably. So let's see here. Give me a second. Give me a second. So let's see. Yeah, it might end up being 4 to 5 hours long next stream if I don't decide to go a little bit further. I can go. I don't. This is. I hate it when they do these long stories. It's so long. It takes forever to do. So I've decided to. Give me a second. To just. Let's not go here. And this was a mistake. Oops. Let's book. Okay, so I've decided to just end the story part here and then do this part. Do this now. It's fully recommended, but never mind. I'll do this in another stream, maybe, or maybe I'll just do it off stream. Depends, really. Anyway, now that I know it's 8 hours friggin' long, I'm gonna prepare myself for that stream. But before I finish, I'm just gonna do my dailies here. Then end the stream. So let me give myself 199 really. Then collect all these resources. Then I'll end the stream. I don't like it. That part there was with Castri's backstory was probably one of the best cutscenes ever.
Some value, I suppose.
I'll lower down the volume so you can listen to me talk instead of listening to this. But they should do that to the animation more often with for cutscenes like that, because that was so well done. That was fantastic and brilliant. Also,
all will be swept away by the wind.
I've been reminded in Instagram of the collab between Honkai Star Rail and Fate Stay Night. I'm like, okay, so like the two characters that are gonna be part of the collab is Artoria Pendragon, who is also, well, whose nickname is also Saber, and then Archer Emiya. Archer is gonna be free. He is gonna be a free 5-star, I think. If the leaks are correct. He's either gonna be a free 5-star or free 4-star. But he is gonna be free. Artoria, or Saber, let's just call her Saber for now because that's her class in the anime if you don't watch it. In the anime, her nickname is Saber. So, but Saber is gonna be an event character that you have to pull for. Like, okay, so should I? So like, but there's no official release date for when this the collab will happen. So I'm like, when do I? And I'm like, please just give me the release date so I can decide when to save my pulls. Because I really like Fate Stay Night, and I want to get Artoria, the Saber.
All will be swept away by the wind.
And if the leaks are true, Artoria is Destruction, Wind, and Archer is Quantum. We don't know much about what skills they would have. Probably not really what their skills, talents, and ultimate is. But it's probably related to their. It's probably something obvious from their anime counterparts. Like, Artoria is a sword builder, so she, with the sword Excalibur, so she'll use that for her ultimate and her basic attack. Don't know what else though. Yeah, I'm just really excited. Yeah.
As you wish.
8. Yeah, details are incredibly light at the moment, but Honkai Star X Fate Stay Night and Breakthrough collaboration is currently penciled for Q3 2025. What does Q3 mean? What does Q3 2025 mean?
Embrace a new life.
2025 Q3 2025 refers to the third quarter of the year, specifically the months July, August, and September. Oh, so earliest will be July.
May death protect us.
Latest will be September. So either of those months will be when the Fate collab will happen between July and August. So I have 2 months.
All will be swept away by the wind.
From right now, I have 2 months. I could still continue pulling for Jiaoxi, because he would be great for Act 1. So I could continue doing that, and then after that, maybe for like a month, I'll save for thingy. But if it ends up being September, if they do a official release date of when they will release, they'll do the collab, I probably will use some of my wishes. Hi Malfit, how are you? I didn't notice you were here earlier because your name was the same color You're not good. Oh, what happened?
Indulge yourselves!
As you wish.
What happened?
Eternal.
You're stressed? Oh, school stuff?
Time to mix things up.
School related stuff, I'm guessing.
Embrace a new life.
Okay, maybe
All will be swept
I
away
suggest
by the
a
wind.
break. A short break at least. Stressing about school stuff won't help you with anything. Just try and relax. Okay? If you're too I'm supposed to be in internship for the last 2 weeks. Have you tried let's see here. Have you tried like googling how to get an internship? Because like there's probably many online boards and online job boards for like internship and stuff. Or you can even go to a company directly and ask for an internship, can't you?
Time to mix things up.
You just need a strong, you just need a good resume and good some good interviewing skills. Yeah.
May death protect us.
Why is it that you need to go to an internship? Do you have Don't Starve Together? I don't know what that is.
Eternal.
Together. Survival. It's a survival game. Oh, I recognize this
All
game.
will be swept away by the wind.
I never played it, but I've seen it sometimes. Yeah, I don't have the game. No, I don't.
As you wish.
Time to mix things up. My friends? Indulge yourselves!
But I have been meaning to say, Malphite, that we should play FPS chess again. We should play that ridiculous game again. It's stupid, but it's fun to play. It's absolutely ridiculous. And because of its ridiculousness, it's so fun to play. Ain't it? We should play it again. Also in Discord. Yeah, just like us. Oh wait, did I move that walrus plushie? Oh, wait a minute. When did this water become liquidy? This has never... Wait a minute. The water here is never like that. What? Did they upgrade the water physics in this game? I know water is liquid, Malphite, but like in this game, the water never had like liquid physics. It's just like it's just like a layer of art, and then there's like no physics with it. That you just walk on it, and then it's just you're on water. But there was never any physics. I know water is liquid, Malfit. It's just that in this game, there was never any physics with it. Okay? Do you? I assure you, in this game, there was never any water physics. And there was never any, like, push or pull motion with any of the, things. Any of the, floating items on water. Shut up, Muffet. I assure you, there was never any water physics in this game. I assure you there was never. And there was never any trail of, this trail of white thing behind me when I ran on the water. But I'm not a floating item, Malfoy. How are they supposed to drink water if water isn't physical then? Shut up, Malfoy. You're being... I assure you, Malfoy. The water in physics in this pool was never like this. Okay? I'm being? Yes, that's what I do. Yes, you're being a silly bumphead person. There was never any wave motions. I'm a fox-like being, that's my thing. No, your thing is being French. Yeah, there was never nothing like this. Like there was never any wave motions, and those wave motions never caused any of the floating items to push against each other. To push and pull. I'm 100% sure this was never here at the start of Amphorius of this story. I am French and there's nothing I can do to prevent it. Clearly you have never watched the DuckTales, and you never watched Glomgold change his ethnicity to the most Scottish. But yeah, there was never with the water here, it was obvious that there was water here because there was a slight reflection, but there was never much this reflection of light on the water. There was never any wave movements, and there was the water was just never like this. It was never this watery. Oh yeah, water is not magician now. Now is... Let's even the waterfall was never like this. It was just like, it was never like this. Like when the prove it. Let's see here. Can I prove it? Use the cannon. But yeah, You see here, the waterfall is thick. Before, it was just a thin layer of moving water. It was never thick. It was just one thin layer. Shut up. Anyway, but, yeah, it was the water was kind of like the waterfall was kind of like this. Just one thin layer. But this was thinner. It's thinner. It's like this, but like thinner. Shut up, Muffet. Shut up. Okay. Anyway, not previous. Let's go. Let's avoid this conversation now and go back on top and go back to what I previously said. We should. Do you lick ice cubes maybe? Shut up, I do. Shh. Sometimes. I don't lick them, but I keep them in my mouth. And crunch on them sometimes. I sometimes crunch ice. Yes. We should play FPS chess again. Yeah, it was a very fun stream. Although I didn't stream it. You streamed it instead, because I was too lazy to stream it. Yes, ice is crunchy water. Yes, I didn't bother because I was like most of the time when I'm collabing, I don't like most of the collabs I did. I've done like 5 collabs and only 2 of them I've streamed because like I don't want to stream when everyone else is streaming because like I am too lazy and everyone else is streaming, and as long and like in my head like everyone else is streaming, it doesn't matter if I'm not streaming or not. I'm streaming or not.
Thank you for the food you give us, great Xerxes.
Okay, and 40 chess. And do 40 chess. 40 golf. Maybe. AJ is going through something. I don't know what's... Yeah, I've told him he can talk to me about it, but he hasn't DM'd me anything. But something has happened. I don't know what's happened with him. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I remember you did message me about 4D golf again, and if I wanted to do it, I was like, yeah, and you didn't respond. Sure, I was like, yeah, sure, when? And you never responded to me. Now, and I felt sad. .4D chess never was a thing ever in my universe. It's 5D chess. He contacted you about 4D golf? No. AJ didn't contact me about 4D golf. It's just like, I was streaming one time. He was also streaming. He ended his stream. But then he said he was... He said... But then... I asked him how he was. He said he was not good, and then like he stayed in the chat. I told him he can talk to me about it if he wants to. And he's like, yeah, it's fine. And then he said he's gonna take a break from streaming. And then, like, he's not DM'd me and he's not streamed ever since he raided me that one time. So I don't know what's and I don't know what's going on about him either. But it was you that DM'd me about the 4D golf. If you look at our chat, if you look at our chat, you asked me on the 24th of March, wanna collab some 4D golf again one of these days? And I said, sure, I don't mind. You left your Discord. Oh, just saw that AJ isn't in my Discord friends anymore. I wonder what's happened. Yeah, I don't know what's... I don't want to... He's in my messages. And... yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm still his friend, and not sure which Discord he's part in as well. I'm not sure which Discord he's a part in. He's in one mutual server with me on Shane's Discord, and he's still my friend. So it says here, I'm pretty sure he's still my friend. Or I don't think he's removed me as his friend either. I don't know what's wrong with him. He hasn't messaged me. And I don't want to pry too much if it's... Since, like... Since while I am his friend, I am not, like, a personal friend, you know? Ah, okay. Yeah, I totally knew, but I didn't want to be... Yeah. Okay, I get ya. But yeah, I didn't want to pry into detail about his personal life, because I don't know anything about him personally. And I am just one of those online friends. So, like... I didn't want to pry into it, like, you don't...
Thank you for the food you give us, great Circe.
So yeah, I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't know if I should. But anyway, yeah, we should do some FPS chess again. I forgot we were talking for quite a bit. I forgot I don't mind when. Why don't we continue this in the Discord? Excuse me. Why don't we continue this in the Discord so I can end the stream? Okay. I'm just gonna end the stream now. Thanks for joining, Malfit. I shouted you out earlier, but I'll shout you out again. And I didn't see earlier when you Let me look. Let me see who can read. Who is the Ozma is the I can rate him. I only raid when there's someone in my stream. So and that's not often. So let's see here. Rizzling. Oh, I noticed I got a follow. Rizzling pork sheesh egg. Thank you for the follow. I didn't notice. Let's see your slash raid. I just need to write down this mistake. Oops. Any message. I don't have a message. Let's see, maybe if I can bring it. What? I can't. You can just right now if you